200 miles an hour in a Lamborghini.
Oh yeah, that's what you want. That is gone. I broke it. And now we're off-roading Lamborghini. All right, folks. Well, we're here in beautiful Park City, Utah. Today, we're gonna go check out my buddy Jake's brand new facility warehouse. I'll let him explain what this is all about. I saw this place being built out. It's actually just up the street from where Hoonigan Racing used to be and where Blockhouse Racing is now. Let's go inside. Let's check out what we're about to do today because I'm stoked on this one. We got something real special. Come on. Oh, never mind. All right. So this is warehouse. So we're here now at warehouse. This is my buddy Jake Wolf, who owns this fabulous place. A little bit more than a year ago, I came here. This place was fully under construction and he told me his vision. And I was like, all right, sounds aggressive, but I believe you. Here we are now and it's fully in play. So I appreciate you letting us do this. This is absolutely radical and I love that you have some of the sick shit here. If you don't mind, like, tell me what the whole deal with this place is, because it's not just like a storage facility. You've kind of built a scene out here that didn't exist when I lived here.
So the idea behind warehouse is like, how could we blend the basic car storage and provide a really nice offering there where you kind of manage your assets with a true community. This really acts almost like a clubhouse would at a country club, but it's like car guy stuff. Upstairs we have 8,400 square feet of social amenity space. We got 2 bars, we got the restaurant, we got the race sims, golf sims, we bring coaches in there. But we do 2-member events a week, get people together, we do drives, rallies, you name it. It's just about cultivating that community, you know?
It's cool to see all that stuff, especially like people sending me videos of supercars cruising through Main Street, Park City, and all of these like incredibly beautiful mountain roads around here. It's some of the best driving. When there's not snow on the ground and tons of salt, it's impossibly great. Just a little high altitude, so bring something with a lot of power. All right, guys, before we get way in the weeds on this episode, we gotta pay some bills. Because let's face it, this YouTube car stuff, it's not cheap. With that said, today's episode is sponsored by BetterHelp.com. Now look, I'm not about to go shill something out that I don't personally believe in or wouldn't use myself, because let's face it, ain't nobody got time for that. So here's the deal. More often than not, life likes to throw a lot of curveballs at you. And if you're trying to be a responsible grown man in today's society, those curveballs tend to always come at the absolute worst time. Now let's say that your current situation doesn't exactly allow you to just go hop in a supercar or something awesome to go blow off some steam or cut away some stress that's eating at your everyday life. And you're also not willing to become an international criminal or get on Interpol's most wanted list to make the aforementioned supercar lifestyle a reality. Having a professional to talk to is a great option, and one that also doesn't end in a prison sentence or an untimely demise. Now look, I've actually been a fan of therapy for many years because it gives me a safe space to work out my problems. And 2, it's been great for goal setting and personal development with an unbiased party, which won't inevitably land me in a Panamanian prison. Where is this all leading to? Well, our homies over at BetterHelp reached out again to help support this channel, which is great because it's a service that I've been using for months now, and it's really helped with this entire transition into the absolute unknown of doing this YouTube channel on my own here. Here's how it works. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist who is trained to listen and give you unbiased advice. And getting set up is super easy. First, you go to their website and you can use my link right here. Then, you answer a few questions and BetterHelp will match you with a licensed professional that has years of experience helping people with situations just like yours. And the best part is you can do it all from the comfort of your own phone or computer. So you can do a phone call, you can do video chat, or you just do messaging if you want. It's the easiest possible way of speaking with the therapist, which is great, especially if you have a slam-packed schedule or you don't feel like putting pants on that day. Once you fill out the questionnaire, they can usually get you matched with a therapist within 48 hours. Let BetterHelp connect you with a therapist who can support you from the comfort of your own home, or car, or office, or bathroom. Visit betterhelp.com/Mr. Zachary, or you can select Mr. Zachary in the drop-down bar when you're signing up to get a special discount on your first month. So I hope this helps you guys stay off a no-fly list. Let's get back to doing supercar stuff. Do you mind walking us through some of the cars before we get to the very special thing we're going to do today?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right,
yeah,
let's go.
Let's do that right now. To start, we have 2 of the coolest trucks, the first super SUVs ever made, the Lamborghini LM002. They made 300, we have 2 for you.
These are so sick.
So this is a member's car. This is really, really special too because it just got restored by the factory, Lamborghini Polo Storico. I'm not sure of another truck that has done that, so really, really cool. And then this is mine. I got it from Stradman, the YouTuber, and doesn't have an engine in it right now, so I got to rebuild it back up, but this one has a pretty cool backstory that involves a little bit of dirt racing too. Chrysler actually bought this. This is the first ever fuel-injected LM002. This is carbureted right here. They subsequently got it to the States, ran one lap of America, which was 10,000 miles. It was broadcasted on ESPN, and it ran Pikes Peak during that time.
Let's get some specs really quick. What's the power plant? What's the drivetrain? And what's the weight? Because they look enormous.
So about 6,500 pounds, very, very heavy, and they use the Countach V12. So this is the downdraft Weber carbureted version versus this is the later fuel injected that you got in the American LMs and the American Countaches.
So this has 6 Webers on it?
Yeah, nightmare to tune, but the highest horsepower Countach and LM ever produced. So this is about 450 horsepower back in the late 80s. And to put it in a truck with a 5-speed manual, 4-wheel drive.
That
wild
is the key right there. 5-speed, all these were manual trucks. One thing that always stands out on these to me is like how insanely enormous the tires are. This is 345s all around. What's on a 17?
Yep.
Absolutely enormous and ridiculous, especially for a car built in the 80s. But the tires are pretty special, as I'm told.
They only made these obviously for the LM. They made 2 versions. They made a sandlit version to go into the sand. That was technically not road legal, and then they made one without. They only made 300 trucks, so not a lot of these tires ever existed. They are Kevlar, so they're basically run flats as well. They only make a set about every 15 years. They recently did a set, so when I got this truck, I said, okay, well, how much would it cost for me to replace these things if I wear them out? $7,500 a tire. For this one, not even the sandlip one.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Pirelli, you can do better, okay? But you know, I respect you getting that bag. $7,500 for that. Do you know how much like these are?
I don't
just
even
kind of like
no, they haven't made them in a while. Yeah, they're unobtainium.
Can we jump and check the interior?
Yeah, 100%.
This one has an awesome, like basically brand new stock interior. Is this stock or has this been reupholstered?
This has been reupholstered, so this is pretty new and nice.
That shifter doesn't normally sit all lazy like that. It just doesn't happen to have a transmission in it. So, you know, it's not out of the Lamborghini Countach because it's not a transaxle.
No, I think it was out of the Range Rover.
Is it a ZF?
Yeah, it's a ZF.
And it doesn't blow up with all this weight?
Oh, it will blow up. Yeah, these are tremendously unreliable.
But also super sick. Does it make the right noises? That's what the people really need to know.
It makes all the right noises. That guy has an ANSA exhaust on it too with the downdraft motor. It's insane.
Would we be able to pop the hood on that just to kind of get a look underneath?
For sure. Let's do it.
If you own this car, greatly appreciate you showing the people what this is all about.
Big boy.
Whoa. Yo.
Yeah.
This is crazy. It's like brand new looking. Well, obviously.
Yeah. Basically is a brand new LM002. What's different versus the Countaches is it got those special air filters on the left so you can run in the sand a little bit.
I assume that the carburetors are inside this massive plenum.
Yep.
What's the displacement on these?
5.2.
This is rad. I'll let you shut any of this. I don't want to like, you know, ruin somebody's masterpiece.
Yeah.
So obviously I see you have a very familiar face here. Old friend, Gymkhana 2. If you're unfamiliar, here's some footage. This car because we spent a lot of time with it. One of the wildest things I always thought about this build in particular was the way that all the lines are done in the motor. This car was built, you know, pretty specifically to do Gymkhana. If you come over here, you'll notice all of the fuel lines are hard lined, right? Which looks obviously super sick. But I always thought if you wad this thing up really good at, let's say, 100 plus miles an hour, it's a really easy way to crack a fuel line. Little added level of danger and excitement for old Kenny boy. The interior in this is pretty rad if you want to jump in. I believe Crawford built it? Yeah. So, by the way, what the hell is this?
McLaren Elva. This is one of the 150 cars that were supposed to not have a windshield on it. So like the Speedster 728S,
So this is why it looks so strange because this windshield is like so tucked in. It's like really tiny.
Our member that has this car drove the pre-production model, obviously without the windshield, said above 30 miles per hour, it's pretty brutal. Yeah, so he put the windshield on. Apparently they only did 12 with the windshield, so it's actually kind of rare in this spec.
This paint is wild. Like there's so much metal flake in it. What kind of power do these make?
I think like 850. I could be totally wrong, but they're rocket ships, really light too.
That seems really nice and dangerous.
Yeah, I think they're very rowdy.
I see you got yourself some
Dukes.
really nice hardware here.
So these are pretty cool. So this is the World Championship edition of MotoGP and World Superbike. Ducati won both in the same year, 2 years ago. Actually, I think they did it again last year. But they made 250 of each bike, and the winner of both series autographed these, and then they clear coated over it.
I noticed we've got some special badging here. It says one of Jonathan Ward's builds.
It is, and it's his first FJ44 from Icon. So the first four-door FJ that they ever built.
Shout out to Big John. So Jonathan's like really particular when it comes to like interior materials and design, and he actually like learned how to work leather himself. And of course it's got an LS. John knows what he's doing. This looks pretty rowdy.
So we just hosted the Safari Party Rally last week and had, I think it was like 30 Safaris, but this build is pretty nuts. Like full functional roof scoop in the back. FCP Euro is the shop, but they did a good job.
Yeah, this is like proper race car stuff, all right.
Yeah.
This thing's rad. Is this 2000?
2000.
Okay.
Yep. Diablo 6.0, so the last version once Audi bought it. Kind of refined it a little bit.
Gated too. Oh yeah. The doors open like this.
A car whose doors open like this. Not like this, not like this.
Outside of this car, only having 4,000 miles on it, it's Nick Cage's personal car that he bought after he crashed his 99 VT Roadster. I don't know if you saw the plate in the back. His favorite movie at the time was Clockwork Orange.
Stop it, please, I beg you!
So he asked Lamborghini, he had to have it in all orange.
Shout out to Big Nick Cage. Hope you're doing okay, buddy.
So actually, I wanted to show you this one too. So going in the Porsche realm, 73 Carrera RS. You know, they only made 1,000 of these things, but what's really cool is this is a lightweight version. First year they ever did a 911 RS. This got the light and glass, a little bit out of the interior. Most of them are race, so not a lot are around anymore.
My favorite parts about this, the Marlboro British Grand Prix at Silverstone, 1982. The second part, legit cigarette burns in the seat. By the way, are these headlights taken from a 300ZX?
Yes. How you would know is you would just take this carbon lip off that they conveniently placed there to hide the Nissan badge. That's the only reason it has this carbon little eyelash right here. It says Nissan under it.
So I gotta ask you about the Countach. If you were a child growing up in the 80s, 90s, or probably early 2000s, this was the poster car.
They did all the brochures and a couple posters with this exact car.
This is the most ridiculous looking vehicle. I've been able to like sit in one and it's like so uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But they're so sick.
It does have a really cool history. So, you know, they made the Countach for like 18 years.
Yeah.
In like 88, 89, when they started developing the last version, which is this, the anniversary edition. This is the second prototype of the anniversary car. There is a couple things on this car that's different from all the other anniversary cars. These rear louvers are prototype.
Okay, I was looking at that and I was like, this just seems like there's way more.
Yeah.
One thing I just noticed, peep game, Lamborghini was on that, you know? About that dish life. Fun fact, the door sills were nice and padded because in order to back this thing up, you basically got to open the door and sit on it so you can look back. You can't see out of the back. Also, it is big enough to fit 3 Eastern European models in. By the Diablo, they had like really started focusing on driver comfortability. Ergonomics, yeah. You know, speaking of which, I feel like this is a really good time to dive into what we're here for.
Let's do it.
So this is the car we're actually really here to see, but we're gonna move it over there. We gotta hear a cold start on this anyway, so. This is what we came here today for. You mind just giving us a rundown on exactly what this is and why it's special?
So this is the 1998 Lamborghini Diablo SV. It's the Monterey edition. So they made 20 in the world for Pebble Beach in 1998. Mario Andretti ran a rally from LA to Monterey in 20 of these things.
And I get it up to about 190 on the speedometer anyway, just burning out, you know.
So this is one of the 20. We actually have another one of the 20 upstairs. They got a couple changes from the regular SV, mostly like interior bits, branding, but they all got these special Kinesis chrome wheels.
So these are all like 3-piece, really dope. Personally, I feel like they could be a little bit bigger, you know, but this is me, this is me.
That'd be nice.
We got a 225 up front. Are they supposed to be a little bit wider?
A little bit wider, yeah. I think
Probably like a 245. What do we got out rear? Let's look. The meat's on the back of these things. Like, we got the stepped lip in the back. Hit it with the cell phone check. 335s in the rear in the 90s. That's a fat boy. Ostentatious, I think, is a good word for that. Speaking of ostentatious, can we talk about this? Just in case you didn't notice any of the other completely ridiculous design features of said Lamborghini, they blasted it down the side. What do they call it?
The tattooed supercar.
The tattooed
I think it
supercar.
fits it super well. These side skirts are actually different than the normal SVs. These come off of the SE30, which we have there in the back, that purple car. Also got the roof scoop, which the SVs did, but then they got the full painted wing with the exposed lip. Most of the SVs are full carbon. This is a carbon wing, but it's usually exposed fully.
Is this wing actually functional, or does this create lift as well, like the wing on the Countach over there?
I think this is functional.
Well, if you want, I know some open roads around here where we can figure that out. I don't have a wind tunnel, but we can see if it gets sketchy.
There we go.
Can we pop the
Pop it, man.
trunk?
I am never going to financially recover from this.
That works too?
I broke it. This is why I can't have nice things. 5.7 liter V12?
Yep.
Anything special about this in comparison to, let's say, the Diablo engine?
This has a real functional ram air roof scoop. I think regular VTs were like right in the high 400s, like 485, 495. SVs were 510, but for the Monterey edition, they bumped it up. It's 530 horsepower.
530 to 550 horsepower is the absolute perfect amount for any street car. Is this all carbon back here?
Yep,
Nice.
yeah, all carbon.
So what do these weigh?
These weigh, I think they're 3,300 pounds.
So they're not super light, but they're not crazy heavy.
Yeah, they're not crazy heavy, not like the new stuff.
How does it handle?
Handles pretty good. You know, sweepers are pretty fun in this thing. Tight corners, not the most fun.
So you gotta just chuck it in and give it hell.
Exactly.
Right on, here, we'll drop this down and then, you know what, I'm gonna give that to you. I feel like the original design did not have the bumper, and the bumper is basically added because you gotta have safety and standards.
Yeah, you'll see the GTRs. This is completely removed and the exhaust just goes straight up with a rake.
Nice. Is this stock exhaust?
This is not. This is a period exhaust. This is Quicksilver, and it's full straight pipe. It's not super loud until you get into the revs.
What is this rev to?
8,500.
8,500 RPM V12 sounds probably really pissed off.
It does.
I love that. Let's go into the cockpit. Let's go in the business end, the office, if you will. I got to ask you about the tape on the buttons here.
Yeah. This is still a work in progress, this car. This has taken me 4 years to get this car back to stock. It is definitely not done. It still needs fog lamps and a few other things. Those just went bad. I have new ones at home that I just need to pop in.
Love the gated shifter.
Yep.
Obviously, very important part of any kind of Italian supercar. It's so cool seeing like old 90s carbon. I feel like it just looks way more race car. Lamborghini know what's the fuck up. Does the AC work?
Yeah, it does.
Damn, that's what I'm talking about. Hell
Big
yeah.
flex.
Yeah. If you're gonna have any kind of performance vehicle, even a race car, you gotta have AC, okay? Like it's just, you know.
Makes it a little bit better.
Exactly. Yeah. I think everybody wants to see this, and I definitely want to. Can we take it out?
Yeah.
Can we just stretch its legs a little bit on some beautiful mountain road here?
For sure.
Let's get it.
Let's do it.
You know, I'm not gonna lie, this is definitely like childhood dream stuff.
Oh yeah, dude. That's what we do here.
Love that. Oh yeah. That thing sounds rowdy.
Dude, it's pretty awesome. I think you'll like it.
It's got pretty long gearing in it.
Super long. You can either go short ratio or long ratio gearbox when you order these cars in SV. This is the long ratio.
This is peak late 90s. Sounds so good coming off throttle.
Oh yeah.
I will say you can feel the weight in the back of it.
Yeah.
You know, like it feels like it wants to be pretty nimble, but it does feel like there's 2,000 pounds behind you.
Yeah, exactly. The suspension on this thing is good. It's comfortable.
Honestly, the clutch too is great. I can't stop smiling.
So the Diablo was the first regular production model to do 200 miles an hour, because prior to that you had the 959 and the F40, which were limited series cars. So.
Yeah. Its manners are way better than I expected it to be. Like right now, 5th gear, overdrive, we're doing 65 miles an hour, but it's super chill. It's not giving us any like grief. I'm sure the fuel economy isn't, well, super terrible.
Might get 10.
See, that's good. I am a single-digit fuel economy kind of guy for all of my vehicles, so like 10 is, you know, more than happy with that.
Yeah, sure.
Should we give it the beans?
Yeah, dude. You got a pretty good straight before this corner.
All right. That is a cop.
Right when I said that.
Yes. I can't stop smiling. Like my face hurts from driving this thing.
It just has so much character.
Oh yeah, that's what she wants. Oh. Well, I'm ruined now. Absolutely ruined. I love the fact that, you know, you've been restoring this thing to its original glory, but then you also drive it. And I love that you encourage all your members, so you give them the opportunity to do these rallies.
To see that and be able to provide that experience for people is pretty cool.
Wait,
This isn't. It's all good.
shit, I'm sorry.
You're good, dude.
And now we're off-roading Lamborghini. I'm just kidding. Sorry, bro.
You're good. Don't worry about it.
Let's get this thing back before I cause more damage. Well, I'm pretty sure my year's just been made. I did not expect to be driving a Lamborghini Diablo SV ever in my life. So, Jake, I really appreciate that, man.
100%.
Oh,
So
yeah.
fun.
If you guys want to check out anything that Jake and the boys and girls are doing over here at Warehouse, I got some links in the description below. Check them out on all social platforms and all that stuff. And you know what? If they happen to be having an event when you're out here in Park City, they can come by. People can actually come into this, right?
Sometimes.
Call ahead.
Yeah.
Jake, I really appreciate that, man.
100%.
Oh,
So
yeah.
fun.
That's it. I don't know where we go from here.